Hello, love.
Hello, Maria.
Good morning. What are we going to do?
This morning it's really early. It's 9:30. What are we going to do? We're going over to Langston Harbour because I've got a mooring over there which I've never used, and we've got to pay for it. And we're going to have a day out camping because Bianca said so. Anything else you want to know?
No, thank you. Where are we now?
Looks like Langston Harbour to me.
No.
Looks like Langston.
No.
Hayling Island.
This is Hayling Island, yeah. Langston Harbour is behind that.
Yeah, but it's Langston. This is Langston, isn't it?
No. This is the entrance of Hayling Island. Behind that piece of land there.
Yeah.
That's what they call Langston.
Yeah, alright.
It's just like holiday, isn't it, darling?
Yes, it is. I just said that.
And we're just around the corner from our home.
Yeah, it's true. How long did it take us? 25 minutes? It's 9:30 now.
Wow.
What time did I say it was earlier?
Don't know. Early.
Yeah, well, it's 22. 10, actually.
Okay. Well, we're on our way to the harbour master to pay our bill.
Yeah. That's a foreign car there.
German.
Is it German?
Maybe. Spanish can too.
Oh, die für Deutschland.
Yeah. Deutschland. Where did you see camp? Oh, there. So they have been sleeping here then.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wonderful. Guten Morgen. That's the only words I know.
Very perfectly pronounced.
Oh, thank you. Okay, this is the ferry boat pub. Sometimes we meet Craig Hamilton Parker here.
What a bastard.
You have to look if the ferry is going again from the other side.
Yeah. What is it? Still not going, is it?
Maybe we have a better look from the other side.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see.
Yeah, first time I come down here was to see old man. And
Yes.
the Pat was staying on a resort here. And I came all the way from Gosport on my bike, caught the ferry over there with my bike. And then I went down this road, and then she was down there.
Was it one of those Haven resorts or but
Yeah, Hayling.
or the other one? But
I had a weird moustache then, and missing in the middle, and I did like this, like Darby.
and did
And
you
I had a patch of hair on the back like that by there.
look at that? Phil?
I can show off.
Yeah, and look professional boats.
Oh yeah.
Okay, well here on the top is the harbour master. Let's see.
That one is a good hour. 20 to 10.
And normally the ferry from Eastney, Portsmouth there, crosses from that pontoon to here, but it has been out of service for a while. We're not sure if it's back. Although I do see people there, Phil. I do see people on the pontoon where we used to pick up the ferry. It's early, maybe 10 o'clock, maybe the first one goes.
Perhaps it's going to come around.
Hi. Excuse me, sir. Is the ferry going again?
Yeah, it is, yeah, it's over the other side at the moment.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Okay. Like 10, 15 minutes.
All right. Yes. Thank you. Would you like me to do the talking or you?
2 pints.
All paid for.
All paid for.
Shall we go and make a cuppa?
Yeah, let's get a cup of tea, shall we?
Come on then.
Oh no, she's standing.
Yeah. A totally different cup of tea than ours.
They must be carbon fibre or something.
That also means they go over very easily.
Yeah,
They are practicing getting back in the boat.
yeah. They designed for speed, didn't they?
Yeah. And these speedos have a nice camp here. Alright. Well, let's go and find our van, shall we?
Right. Come on in. Pension hard.
Oh, by the way, there's a golf course there. And there's a sign saying that the beach and this is all private land. And if we are hit by a golf ball,
Yeah.
it's our own fault. We
Yeah.
take our own responsibility. They are not responsible.
Yeah. So they can take pot shots at you with this if they fancy it.
Oh look, there's a way of getting out quick. He drags them out.
Oh, it's dragging them.
Yes, because it's only a short amount of time, tied in, tied out.
Ah, yeah.
And the harbour is very strong.
Colour,
Yeah, so that's fantastic. Never seen that before.
I thought they were travelling faster. I thought there was something more right, because the sails are pointing the wrong way. That would make sense.
But why do you think those blocks are there, Phil?
I think it's to stop beach erosion, because it's the tide hits on the blocks, so it doesn't take the shingle out and take it out there. You've got a fast, because you've got a fast flowing tide.
Yes.
And you're going to have a tendency to take out the shingle and everything.
And the wash of that, like that
Yeah.
now.
So
Yeah.
you put it there to stop the erosion of the bank.
Right. Smart, smart, smart.
Yeah.
We are still on our way for a cuppa, by the way.
Start to warm up now.
Yeah, starts warming up. Yeah, we were early, so it was cold. There she is, waiting for us. And there's a group cleaning the beach, picking up what other hooligans leave behind. Very nice. Now that gentleman there is already in his swimming trunks. There at the end of the path. Well, standing here, I just heard an enormous bang, and I just told you the story about the golf ball, so I thought, oh my gosh. But no, look what happened.
That's heat expansion. And cold air coming from here. See, this is a gap here. You've got cold air coming from this direction. Inside there it must be off. It's reflecting the heat back into the glass. And helps your uncle and teach your auntie.
Yeah, because I watch crime series, and this means it came from inside out, not the other way around. The glass is outside. If it had been hit by a stone, it would have been inside the pieces of glass. Well, well, well. Always something, isn't it?
Yeah. Don't forget, I think it's two of them. That'll cost money, this thing, isn't it? Look how it broke up there as well.
Yeah. Yeah, and here?
Yeah.
Is that one unit, Phil?
No. That's a separate panel, that is. Yeah, we'd have to get that sorted,
Relaxed, actually. It didn't frighten me, but it was a little bit like, what? And then I thought, oh, if that was a golf ball, I could have been hit.
Yeah.
Phil is putting the kettle on. Our stove is inside, and this is the first time really that we really use it. So this is when we find things out, isn't it, Phil? Because we were talking about having a stove here at the back as well, so on days like this that we can cook outside, didn't we? Okay. Look at, oh, Walton Park, Nottingham. Kettle on.
Okay, kettle's boiled.
Okay. That is super fast. That stove is really, really way faster than any other stove we ever had.
It is, yeah.
That's it. Lovely jubbly. Stay there, darling. Thank you.
Here's my couple.
Okay, let's have a sun bath for a minute. Hi.
Do a class on filmmaking.
Yeah. So, not sure if you can see it, but the ferry is back. Apparently it's back for a while, but with COVID it was gone again, of course. So we can cross again from Portsmouth, Eastney to Hayling Island. Fantastic. Must bring a lot of tourism.
Yeah.
A little boat like that to the island.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Hayling Island.
Okay, I'm just getting my free ride out because writing outside is nothing better than that. And the more sun hits this screen, it's an e-ink screen, the better you see it. It's an absolutely fabulous writing device, and I got it from my beloved husband, who told me a story about.
Oh yeah, about how I stopped being cocky when I was younger, because we were talking about like the lads, how we always think we know everything, and we are kind of non-expendable when we were like in our teens. And how I learned my lesson was that time when me and Murphy was at the Hanson's pub. Me and Pete Murphy, we were at Hanson's pub, and we were like too young, you know, we was not really old enough to drink, and but we go in there, and there's a white-haired fella behind the bar, the barman, like, or the landlord, I think he was. And so I go in there, and I said 2 pints of beer. We used to have brown ale in them days. We used to drink the brown ale. And he said, no, he said, go on out. He said, you're too young. And I said something like, you fucking bastard, or something like that. Called him a fucking old, you fucking old bastard it was, because he had old hair. And
He had old hair?
he had white hair.
Right.
And you know, at that age you always think that people who's older than you, 20 years older than you, like 30 something, or 40 or 50, they're old bastards and they can't do nothing, like, you know, and you're much more superior than them. And of course that's how you think as a youngster, big ego. And then he comes around, and then we have a fight outside. He breaks Murphy's leg, and I managed to keep away from him. And I learned after that, like, you know, that because you've got white hair, you're not old and decrepit.
It doesn't mean weakness.
I
Yes.
also remember it taught me a lesson, like.
Sorry, don't mind me.
No, darling, you do a great job. Thank you.
I,
You make this a better world.
Well, we do a little bit.
Yeah.
We do a little bit.
Wonderful.
and when I was, I forgot what I was talking about.
Well, that we when we
and then I remember they taught me a lesson. I had one other lesson like that too. I won't go into the detail about that one because that hurt my ego a lot, and I'd forgotten about it for a long time. But anyway, when I went in the army, I remember, because I was a good boxer, you know. I mean, I used to take on some of the best boxers in Europe, and we had them in our gym, and I used to flatten them, and I flattened our Sergeant Evans because he came in all cocky. And then I remember when I was out in the jungle, like, a couple of things happened, and I wouldn't entertain. After that, I learned my lesson. I wouldn't be cocky about being a good boxer. But before those incidences, I was very, very cocky. And I remember our platoon commander, he said to me, he said, I don't understand you, Cornick. He said, because he was there when something happened. I can't remember what the incident was. And all I remember is what he said to me. He said, you're one of the best boxers I've seen, and that we got in our battalion. He said, and he said you don't act like a thug or anything with the other guys. You don't bully them or nothing. And you know, I thought, yeah, he's right. But that was because of those lessons. I think it kind of leveled me out.
So the bartender showed you that grey hair doesn't mean weakness, or.
And I remember having that fight with Dougie Parfitt that time, and I thought, because I was like one of the best boxers around, and I thought that I'd flatten him, and so I was having a street fight, and I remember thinking I could use my boxing tactics in this street fight, and it's something you don't do. What I used to do in the boxing ring, I would make them work in the ring, and then so that they gas out a bit, and then give them a good hiding towards the end of the round when they run out of gas. Only trouble was, in a street fight, that first couple of minutes I learned from that was the most important. You give it all you got there, because most street fights end within 3 minutes. And of course I was learning all the way, and I got a good hiding that day. The only one I ever had mine, because if I ever had a fight with him again, I would have killed him. But I just thought wrong. I was using a tactic.
Was he the person who sat on top of you?
No, that was someone else, but I didn't lose that fight. I won that. That was Stedman's kid, big fat kid he was, and he sat on top of me, and I was like, oh God, ooh. And then I felt out, and there was a rock on the floor, and I went bang on his head like that.
Wow.
And I don't know, must have been 5, 6, 7, something like that.
Oh,
No,
way.
not even 7.
Really young.
About 6, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And that's how it was up in Wales in them days. I mean, Daddy didn't want us to move to Wales
Aye.
because it was a rough place. And
Yes. Yeah, he would have moved you on to Australia, wouldn't he?
Wouldn't we?
Yes,
But what I heard about Australia, that's pretty
he
rough
sadly
out there
passed
too.
away,
Yeah.
before he could do that.
So that was my learning, to sit down, take your time, don't get involved too quickly because you don't know what you're up against.
That's right.
And never judge a book by its cover.
That's right.
Because people can look old and they can look past it, but when it comes down to it, they can be much better than the younger, more experienced. Oh yeah, and I found out about that landlord with the white hair. It turned out he was a Welsh champion boxer himself at one time. And of course I didn't know that.
No wonder.
He didn't know that, and we had I never had the hiding. Pete had the hiding. I could just move faster than Pete and get out the way.
Oh, bless. And I remember a part of that story that Pete ended up in hospital with a broken leg.
Yeah.
And what did your mother do?
Yeah, we got in trouble, didn't we? And we got in trouble, and we had to go to court, and we all had to pay a £40 fine. And so.
£40 was a lot of money in the 60s.
Oh, Mum, come with me, really.
In the 60s, it's a lot of money.
Yeah, it was a lot of money in them days. It's like a week's wages. That is.
Wow.
And anyway, and the first thing she said to Pete, he's like up,
In
got his leg up in traction like this. He's in his bed, like feeling sorry for himself, and his legs in traction. And old man walks in, and I want a bloody word with you. She said, I got to pay £40 because of you. It wasn't him, it was me who started it. Like, but I didn't want to tell old man any different.
No,
Like,
and that mothers do that anyway, eh? They think it's always the other child's fault.
Yeah.
The other child is a bad influence,
and
yeah.
Paul Dayton. Yeah, it was Pete and Paul's fault. I was just led astray by those two.
Yeah.
When we got in trouble for that, we broke and entered, didn't we?
Oh,
Little bastards.
okay. Now it's time for me to write that all down and add that to my last piece.
That idea you had about something about string you was talking. You need to write it down.
String?
Yeah, tying something up in there, doing something. You hadn't. See, we've forgotten already.
We didn't talk about string. We talked about shower between the doors.
Well, we know that's going to happen, but anyway, I gotta make sure I do this.
Okay. I write the story down. Darling,
Yes.
would you like a bit of water?
Would I like a bit of water?
Hmm?
No, really. But oh yeah, okay, I want more water.
Okay, could you pour me one too then, please?
You want water in there too?
Yes, please. Doesn't matter. Yeah, doesn't matter. Thank you. I think we should drink a bit. I think you should do the same.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't mind. I really don't mind.
I don't like it.
Oh, sorry.
I think I gotta let a bit of air in there, you know, because it should be all right though, shouldn't it? Should let enough air to let the water out fast. Anyway, like a week before that fight I had, about a week I'd say, or a little while before, there was two guys walking down the road, like, and me and Peter Murphy was walking down the other way, and like me and Pete were only like, Peter's smaller than me in them days, he's bigger than me now, and this guy, there was Fatty Green, right, which he was like, we heroised people like that because he was a good fighter and stuff in all of Pontypool, and this guy walking next to him was called Junna, and this Junna, he played for Pontypool rugby team, the men's. I mean, we were still in school now, you know, you've got to kind of angle it out a bit, and this Junna, he was like massive, he was like, I don't know, he was one of the forwards for Pontypool. Fatty Greenaway, he had a reputation as well, and Pete told me that this Junna, right, was, he bullied him, and I found out like a couple of years ago he also bullied someone else I knew a lot. He was really a big bully around Pontypool. He used to push his weight around because he was a big fella, and like he's this big and I'm this small, and Peter's this small, you know, and so I said, all right, he bullied you, did he, Pete? You'll fucking sort that out now, I said, because I was that cocky. And so...
What age do you think you were? 14?
Still in school, so 13 maybe.
13, okay.
And because 13 or 14. And so I go up to him, I said, you, like this, like you. And I said, you fucking bullied my mate Pete, didn't you? And he goes like, he looks down on me like that, and he goes, who the fuck are you? And I said, I'm Phil Cornick. Like that. And Fatty Green, like, you know, in those days, I thought, you know, people didn't interfere with a fight if it was nothing to do with them. It was just between me and this Fatty Green bullying Pete Murphy, like. And anyway, so he grabs hold of me like this, and then I grab hold of him like that, and I can feel in him, he's really stronger than me, and I can feel him like pushing me away, because he wants to push me away like this so that he can bang hit me like that. So I just grabbed hold of him, and I knew what he was going to do, and I went ah like that, and I bit into his tit. That's how big he was, right? I was level with his tit, and my mouth was level with his tit. And so I had hold of him like this, and I just bit, and I bit right through his tit. And he screamed, he said, let me go, let me go, let me go, like a baby. And then so I let him go, and I said to him, I said, don't you ever bully my mate again or anyone else again, I'll teach you a lesson, you big fat bastard. I went. And I kind of like walked away, and wow. I didn't know who he was or what he was. I knew Fatty Green, he was a bit, and then Fatty Green went down the road with him, and he's like saying, you all right, are you all right, mate? He said, he's bit my tit off, he's bit my tit off. And like Fatty Green then comes back up, and I thought, oh, I gotta have a go with Fatty Green. And I thought, you know, he's a bit of a, I know he's an hard fighter because he beat up like the hardest people in Trevethin. And so I was gonna, you know, I didn't want to show I was scared, but I was like, Fatty Green, only him. And so I went, come on then, if you want to go. And he said, don't you ever do that to my friend again? And I said, yeah. And then he walked back off because he was crying down there, his big fat friend Jonah. And then I found out, like only recently I found out who he was and what kind of reputation he had in them days, because he also bullied, he used to, like this guy I was talking to on the net from Vartig, he put him in hospital a couple of times. He used to pick on the youngsters.
Wow.
And he used to put him in hospital. He was so big and so strong. And in a way, I think sometimes you were used to like teach lessons to people who's bullies. And I think that sometimes if you go over the line, which is what I did a week later,
yeah,
I thought because I did stuff like that, I could beat anyone in Pontypool. And God kind of evens you off, like, you know, karma or whatever.
Yeah, whatever you will call it,
I
yes.
had a beating then, and so, like I said, you know, I was teaching me things. Like it's like as though I had somebody who used to put me in situations like that to bring out something, and then just to sort something out, like, and then I was gonna eventually turn into somebody who could figure things out a bit better than the average everyday Joe, like.
That's right.
And sometimes you need a good kick in, and sometimes you need to give out a good kick in, and then you move past it then, don't you?
Yeah, I understand.
Which is what I'd done by the time I got in the army. I told you earlier on, like, you know, the platoon commander said, like, I don't understand why you don't, you know, you're the best, you know, one of the best boxers I've seen, and you don't push your weight around at all, because by the time I got into the army, I'd been in the Navy and stuff.
Yeah, it matured.
And, yeah, I matured really fast, really.
Yeah.
From very, in fact, I was under par in maturity to start with.
Yeah.
But yet, by being so under par, it put me in situations where I had to learn really fast.
Yes.
And
yes.
I think that that's what happens to a lot of us, isn't it?
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Let me write that down now again then. Thank you.
Well, those kind of incidences like that, you know, like Fatty Green being the one who I was scared of, and Jonah, who was bigger than Fatty Green, who had a bigger reputation. And Jonah, who was bigger, who I should have been scared of, but I wasn't. And I kind of beat him really in a fight. And then after finding out who I'd beaten in a fight, and that he was actually, you know, somebody much more to be feared, And then of course with Sergeant Evans, what happened there, you know, the story about him. And it made me come at a very young age, really, what some people take a long lifetime to come to, was the idea of, you know, the stories I make in my head can be my impossibilities and my, you know, what I can and I can't do.
Influences your ability.
Yeah, my mind is telling me, and that was, I realised at a very young age, that was the creating the obstacles. You know, I'm frightened of him and not frightened of him, whereas I should have been the other way around. What does that prove? And then I realised, I come to that, something that I'd read a long time after, and I put it in words myself, and it was, I can do anything I want to. All I got to do is want to do it. I can and I will. And,
have the conviction.
Hmm?
Have the conviction to do it.
If I believe I can do it,
Yes.
and it's just a thought. If I believe I can't do it, that's just a thought too. So if I make the thoughts that I have in favour of my own well-being, then I say I can and I will, and I will. And I know that every weakness another person has, I have, because in a boxing ring, if I got hit in the solar plex, for instance, I didn't want to get hit there. So I knew that my opponent didn't want to get hit in the solar plex. So I can and I will.
Yeah.
And people didn't seem to think like that.
Is it fair to say that because we often talk about belief,
Yeah.
not having beliefs, that in this kind of situations, having a belief is positive, is a positive thing?
Yeah, so long as you understand the power of it, and it can put wind in your sails, or it can take the wind out of your sails, and you are the one who's in charge of the wind, and you can put the wind in your sails and do anything you want to do if you want to believe it. And if you want to do it, the only thing that can stop you is wanting to do it more than anyone else. If you're in a race, then you could start off being last in a group of people, but if you really want to be better, then you will give yourself the power of belief that I'm going to train myself and get myself better, and I will become the best, better than anyone.
Yes.
You just got to have more power of belief.
Yes.
And willing to do more for it.
And it's of course common sense, because you can't fly and jump off a mountain just because you believe it.
Well, I don't know, I've been thinking about those things as a possibility lately.
Okay.
But I won't go into what I've been thinking there.
Okay.
But that's about deep meditation.
But are we done going to the area of city powers?
Yes, city power. I've gone there in my mind, and
Okay.
I think that even that is possible.
All right.
So
Yeah, but we don't want to, people who watch this video, tell them that they can jump off a mountain just because they think...
no. But if you want to, and you believe you can do it, then I think that anything is possible, even that.
Okay, but that's a whole different...
It's a different area to
Yeah.
delve into.
Okay.
But it's city.
And that
power,
is in
yeah.
a very advanced way of meditation.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Phil is on his way back. Yeah, I see him coming. He was using the toilet, so he walked over there. And our food is on, finished, so that can go off. The kettle for a cuppa is on. It works perfect. Really, really nice. Yeah, you have to do those little trips just to make sure if things work as you want them to. And yeah, it does. We have this to protect the wood from the hot pans. I sit here, the stove is there. Full-size bed. We don't sleep that way. That's just, I am a belly sleeper. I could sleep that way if I had to, but we sleep lengthwise, the full length. They are full-size mattresses, and it works for us. Yay, there he is! Just in time. Food is ready, darling. I hate mornings. Well, luckily enough, it's afternoon.
That's good. I come up with a solution for that window.
Right, our window that popped. This window has popped.
Yeah.
Look at that.
What I'm going to do is, because if we put a new one in there, right, it's going to do it again, probably.
Not necessarily. You
Yeah, it
said
will.
it was because of this one. We have to replace this one as well.
Well, what I'm going to do
We had
with
to
that,
break in it, so it's
I
not
think
good.
it's not a problem because we've got so much light windows in here. I'm going to put a board in there, put black paint on it, and then on top of that I'll put some fiberglass, which will make it shine, look like a window again.
Excellent.
Blackened off window.
Completely for it, because I was going to suggest to wood this here anyway. So
Yeah.
get rid of this
Yeah,
section,
that's a
and then we
problem.
can use this storage. People do the nicest things
Yeah.
with it. So
I
yeah,
could even, if I could find a sheet of metal, I could put that in there even.
yes, we will find it
Yeah.
because we just talked about it. So we will now find it.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, you can take this with you to
on
our
the table.
outside kitchen. I turn this off and put it back on when we're ready for tea. Here we go. Nice doormat given to us by cat. Here we are, outside kitchen.
Interesting that we use this table. And it was, what was it, press that down.
No, open, not down.
Oh yeah, open it, let the heat out.
It's a special pan, there you go. Upside down on the bed. Upside down, yeah, like that, on the bed. Yeah, perfect. This is all the first time, so we have to help each other a bit.
Yeah, because I'm stupid.
Hey, look behind you. Ah, okay, cool.
Well, it's worth taking note of that.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. Well, that latch there is handy to put the coffee and the cups on, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it works. What is for dinner? Oh, it's our brunch, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's enough for me.
One more?
That's enough for me. Thank you.
Okay, the spoons. Oh yeah, you got them there. Love that spoon if you don't mind. I know you like this one.
Yes, I do actually. Boys on their toys, making a lot of sound, but hey, we all like different things.
Do you want this?
No, thank you. You can eat that. Thank you. You can do it. You know you can.
Yeah, but my 6-pack. Only just got it.
Eet smakelijk, love.
It's mad. Yeah, so it's angry though to keep it.
Somebody has trouble getting in.
Yeah, the sails. Oh, yeah, but he must have anchored by then. Yeah, but he must have told you to get out.
He had a bit of trouble getting in. The harbour master is on top. The tide here is tremendously strong. So Phil is watching it. So, you know, you always learn by observing others. Especially learn how it's not done. So we just had our first meal properly after our adjustments. What did you think?
Quite good.
It works
Just must need a small square bowl.
for the dishes.
Put that water pipe in there, and then we can do the washing by there. Turn the tap on, and then wash that up then if I had the facility. All I need was the water on.
Yeah, the water tank is not connected yet.
Because you could clean those plates with cold water. You don't need hot water for that. Yeah, because you don't really want stuff to pile up, dirty dishes to pile up.
No, but we are going home today, so we wash it when we come home. But otherwise, yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Last time we came up as well, we came home with a load of dirty dishes, didn't we?
Yes.
That's like a box.
We discovered dunes. Look, Tamara.
I remember how bad
The first dunes I've seen in England.
See this stuff?
Yes.
This is not grass, it's reed. And we have it up in Wales. This stuff. You can actually make things from it.
You can make things of it, yes?
I believe.
Yes.
I remember how Margaret showing us this when we were kids.
Right.
She used to take us out like, and then she'd show us different things. I don't know where she learned it from.
Maybe your dad, because she
Yeah.
was already 7 or something.
Yeah,
No,
that's right.
older. She was probably almost 9 when Papa died.
Yeah. See, you do that.
8 actually, coming up to 9.
The ones up in Wales, they were bigger.
Or 9, coming up to 10. I don't know.
What?
She was older, yes. So, good chance your dad taught her.
What?
A good chance that your dad told her things like that.
Yeah,
She knew
because-
things of Australia too.
Yeah, there was Australian. There was some Australian words in our family. I remember, like rubber.
Is that Australian?
Yeah. I mean,
Oh yes, because of the golf course. Didn't I tell you? When we are hit, it's our own fault. That's what they say. Okay, Todd, dunes, look, even white sand. Look.
there's a cat out here, isn't
We went for a little stroll because I got real serious trouble with my hip all of a sudden. Couldn't stand on it, nothing. So Phil showed me some exercise to get it going again, and the pain went. So now we are walking to warm the joint up a bit. Yeah, we didn't think we would find them here. We're looking over to Eastney, and if you look very closely, there's the Spinnaker Tower. Look at this, Tamara. Just like the Dutch dunes.
This sand is good for bricklaying because it's fine,
Okay, then we know where to come.
fine sand.
I don't think it's allowed though, but
The north south coast is covered in sand.
here, how wrong are we? Beautiful sand.
And then you go down to Brighton. The beach looks nice and sandy.
Ooh, and look how many people.
Let's go and have a look, shall we?
Okay, we're going towards the beach. Never been to this beach. And the tide is out. And because these are dunes, this might be a sandy beach. Which we didn't know we had on the south coast. So that is where we are going. We have walked here before with Craig. That's the entrance of Hayling Island Harbour. Wow, yes, it is a sandy beach. Wow! And look how far people are out. Wow, this is like a Dutch beach, Phil. Yes. Sea kale, yes.
It's very nutritious.
Yes.
Vitamins, iron and vitamins, vitamin K.
And when did we eat it?
We ate this stuff when we was living on £9 a week.
Yes. That's right. We could buy a bread, a box of eggs, a bag of potatoes.
Yeah.
Unbelievable, eh?
Yeah.
And still happy as Larry. Well, for those who have never been to Holland, this, especially over there, the width, this is how the Dutch beaches are, even wider than this. But we don't have the shingles, there's still a bit of shingles here. And I'm not sure if you can see, but there's paragliders here. Wonderful, isn't it? Everybody is out and about. Let's follow Phil. Ta-da! I think this is the first time ever I've been on the sandy beach in England. It's just like being at home in Holland.
The tide goes where the seaweed is.
Right.
I think we can get a swing top.
So we only have a sandy beach
We have small bit of sand.
when the tide is out.
Tide a bit.
Alright. Have you ever seen this before?
I've never seen this before in South England. Not sandy beaches, just part of South England. Just look at that. The water's there and the beach goes right out. Looks like it's about half a mile over there. That's 800 metres where those little people are. And then it goes further than that, so you're talking about half a mile at least there.
Yeah, and when the tide comes in, you need to know what you're doing, isn't it? You can even be cut off.
Yeah, you're going to have to run fast because the water's going to fill this middle bit up first. So if you don't get from there over to this side before the water starts coming in, you could easily sort of be standing over there and get carried away, and then you're going to be cut off. So you've got to get yourself wet to come over to this side.
Yes.
It drops down into a little...
Yes, that's where Isa loves to play, because that water becomes really nice and warm
Yeah.
in those little... let's see.
Okay, or half hour.
It's still a bit painful because of the uneven ground we walked on.
Yeah.
But I can walk.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's head back, shall we?
Yeah.
Okay, we don't want to overdo it. Okay, here we go. We're walking back towards where we have parked the van.
I'll start heading back in a minute.
Okay, darling. Yes, we want to pick up some bits and pieces, don't we?
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah, we have to repair the window in the van. So, but Phil has a plan. My Indiana Jones has a plan.
What do you want?
Yeah, we are on our way back to our van and we're going back home after we visit the shop. Huh?
Yeah.
And it has been packed today here.
Yeah.
Look, all the spaces almost all taken, but very mellow, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It was very mellow today.
Yeah, I was surprised by that sandy beach. I've been down here a couple of times and never seen that before. Tide was out, of course. Only got about 3 metres, I expect. Sand against the pebble normally when the tide is in.
But the times we have been walking here before,
You never see.
you and Craig,
Yeah, we always go that way.
you talk so you don't see
We
nothing.
walked around there
Yes.
and then we should walk down the beach end.
Now there's our van with a broken window. It exploded. if we would not have been there, if I would not have been there, I would have, and come back now, we would have thought somebody had thrown a stone.
It's a good thing the Dins don't live next to us, because they would have accused Lewis of it.
If it happened at home, yeah. All right.
No, it was because of the way facing the sun. And then you had that cold air blowing through the gap in the window.
Yeah.
So you had an extreme temperature difference.
And that's why it blew, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So we all know we're back, and we had to take all this out to make it safe, because we cleaned it there. Let's hope nobody gets damaged. Okay. On our way.
Since we done that with the problems, the van with them having problems. Strange problems. Oh, look, there's a guy who lives in it.
Lives in where?
In the boat.
This gentleman lives in the boat?
No, he was out. Sanding something.
Okay.
Table.
Thank you for the really nice day.
And thank you for the company.
Okay, we took the A roads back home, and there is something to do with something secretive. Anyway, this is the end of Portsmouth Harbour, and you can see the Spinnaker Tower. It's wonderful. You can also park up here and have a cup of tea. We prefer the A roads over the motorway.
There's a nice little spot.
Yeah. And the water all the way in the back there's the Solent. And we live on the peninsula between the Solent and Portsmouth Harbour. There you go. And our daughter Christalou told us that there was meeting places up here. This is up the ridge. How do you call it here again? Portsdown, Phil?
Yeah.
And people come together here to do dogging. And we never knew what that was until Jane, our best friend Jane, told us, no, her mom told us, Joan. And she said, oh, dogging. And she didn't explain what it was. She was already far in her 80s. But she said, just look it up. And oh my, yes. We are now on the highest point, and you can absolutely see everything from here. You can even look as far as Southampton and the refinery, and just drive into Fareham. This belongs to Fareham, this area. It's beautiful up here. Rolling down the ridge now, and here you have Nelson Memorial, and there is also Nelson Fort coming up. Oh, Fort Nelson. Oh yeah, Fort Nelson. And there is a museum about the older wars, not only World War II, isn't it? Here it is, defense work.
Fort Nelson there?
Yeah, Fort Nelson here. Here you go, Fort Nelson.
Still defend our coast with those cannonballs. Well, they're mines actually, magnetic mines. Ship goes past them, they blow them in magnetically.
And then totally in front of us is the refineries by the New Forest and Southampton. Yes, in that area as well. Fareham, on our way to some shops. We have to fix the window.
Is that unbelievable, the weather today?
That is the window, and the weather is nice today, very warm, but exactly right, not too hot. So having that window open is nice actually, but yeah, it exploded. Oh yeah, exploded. It came outwards, so yeah. So we have arrived at the shop.
Alexis?
Yeah.
Is your card in the window?
I will do that now. Hallo, campervaar. We're looking for black silicone. Think outside of the box. Can you put that on top of wood?
That would be alright, wouldn't it? Wonder how much that is. Can't be much, can it? £3?
Surface projection sheet.
What?
Yeah. £3.
Okay. I thought we got some first section now.
Okay.
Which is on a smaller piece. That's lovely job. Yep.
And here we pick up a board. A board, we need. Yeah.
Must be it. Open.
We just asked where the Stanley blades are. Next after the tower tools. Yeah, power tools. To the left.
Look at all these little handy tools now, Bianca. That's really handy, that, isn't it?
You want it?
No, too much. But I will get it one day. Okay. No, I don't think so. It's a good tool. Okay.
That's your Christmas present.
Thank you. Thank you, Manny.
Okay, to the till and pay our damage. And this is all because the window snapped today. Hello. I think it's on that side.
Where's the guy? Where's the guy? What's one?
See, sorted. Perfect. Yep.
That's a little toy, that is. Standing plates.
This man is so easy to please.
There.
Ooh, smart cookie.
I'm going to take this too because I want to look at it.
All right. What is it?
It's multiple tools on you. I love these kind of things because when you're doing stuff.
Are you going to leave it in the van or?
No, I'm going to throw it for somebody to pick up.
No, 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 darling. The tool.
All right, I thought you about the rubbish. Just like that. You even got something to cut your nails with, to file your nails down.
No.
Yeah.
That is for curly builders, is it?
No, it's a file.
Well, Phil, he's obviously very happy with his Christmas present. What's the date today?
It's
Something in September, isn't it?
19th of September, 18th.
Oh, if it's the 19th, it's Renee's birthday.
Is it?
Bless him. That's my cousin who passed
that's
away.
sharp, that is.
Way too young. Yeah.
Yeah. There. Because you can cut big lumps of wood with something like that. There's a pull cutter as well, not a push. It's for opening stuff. Can. Well, that's useful, especially. What's that then? Tiny little blade. Okay, home we go.
Okay.
What's going on here then?
Somebody's broken down with his motorbike. It's fueling badly. Okay, we continue our way home. Solent. You wouldn't think you are in England with all those trees, would you?
Yeah. I always thought they'd like that too.
It's beautiful
It's more
here,
like
isn't
somewhere
it?
like Hawaii or somewhere, isn't it?
This is the village next to our village. Oh no, we live in a town. And, this is a village, isn't it?
This village.
Yeah, there's this tremendous amount of people who retire live here, and they come all to the south coast, and all retirement flats here.
Yeah, the highest percentage of all people down here.
Yeah, in the south of England, the highest percentage.
Yeah, and we have the highest percentage of all people's homes as well.
Wow, yeah, yeah. And they have beautiful flower hanging baskets on the lights. Yeah, nice place. Oh, and the Isle of Wight, something's there. We live opposite the Isle of Wight.
Red flag is flying today.
Here we are, back home. This is our home ground.
Yeah, look, they put those barriers up.
Yeah.
Another barrier here.
Barrier here, barrier there.
We could just go and park on the beach when I first moved here.
That's right. Yeah.
Now,
But you know, some people overstayed, eh? They're welcome.
Well, there's those jippos that keep parking on the beach and it spoils it for the rest of us. In their vans.
And those forts, I don't know if I filmed them early on, but we saw them from the other side, because where we spent all day today is just behind that point there. So, yeah, it was wonderful today. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it was nice sex too, wasn't it?
I was thinking about it. Okay. Now we are ready for our
Oh
evening.
no, past 6.
You are grandparents, you don't have sex.
You don't have sex.
And?
It's not a very strong material.
No, but it's only for one night.
Yeah.
Just to keep the rain out in case it rains.
Yeah, if it's longer than one night, this plastic will break.
Yeah.
Really weak shit it is.
Yeah.
Not like they used to give you.
No.
Something that could last 100 years if you put it on a tip and more
Okay.
before it breaks down.
Well, sorted for now.
Yeah. Okay.